And we're back. Mike Cernovich, DangerPlay.com, Guerrilla Mindset, breaking news. They got him. General Flynn resigned. The fake news got the scalp. I've been warned. I broke the news 2 hours ago that Reince Priebus had started a coup and that Flynn was about going to be out. I warned you guys in a Periscope. We'll check the timestamp exactly because I have the best sources. I told you this was a couple hours ago. Told you it was going to happen and that we had to do our best to do it. And now we got to look big picture. The fake news media is emboldened now. They got a scalp. I told you this was going to happen. That's the whole thing. People try to argue with me. I told you, 2-3 hours ago that they were having a meeting to get rid of Flynn. And there's now blood in the water. What does it mean for the Trump administration? The fake news media, they broke the line. I'm furious. I'm furious. Now, what happened? This was a show of weakness by real Donald Trump. I've always said that I'll call it like it is. I've always said I'll call it like it is. I don't work for Trump. They don't pay me. I say what I'm going to say. Donald Trump showed weakness tonight. Pathetic. Donald Trump showed weakness tonight. I don't work for him. I can say what I want to say. The fake news media got a scalp. Trump showed weakness. There's no excuse for what happened. He has now shown that he will quake. He will quake because of a little bad coverage, fake news. So Kellyanne, they're going to get her next. They're going to get Bannon next. They're going to get Miller. They broke through the line. You never let the enemy break the line. You hold the line no matter what. The line broke. Don't tell me to calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. Relax, bud. See, you're going to be one of those sheep. Oh, well, he's not building the wall now. Well, couldn't build it. Oh, he's not doing this now. We can't do it. Can't do it. Tonight shows weakness. There's no way around it. What happened tonight is a sign of weakness. Trump showed weakness. He caved. He gave into the fake news. This bodes poorly for the administration. Kellyanne is next. Stephen Miller's next. Steve Bannon is next. Reince Priebus is taking over the White House. So yeah, people can be mad at me. Oh, you're attacking Trump. Hey, I don't work for him. I always told you I would never work for the administration. I always said I will never. Why? Because then I can't say certain things. And I'm going to call things the way I see it, the way I was always going to see it. What happened tonight is bad. Really bad. He's now shown that the fake news media can break the line. Because let's remind you what happened. What happened? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Allegedly, there was a conversation where maybe a topic came up, and who knows, maybe somebody talked about something, and 9 people allegedly leaked this. 9 people allegedly leaked it. Who are these 9 people? Why aren't these 9 people in prison? Why aren't the 9 people who are allegedly leaking transcripts, top secret, why aren't they in prison? Why aren't they in prison? They should be in prison. They're traitors. That's real treason. They're now leaking national security information. So tonight is a wake-up call. Tonight is a wake-up call that fake news, they got blood in the water now. Fake news, they got blood in the water now. So they know now that they can go after people and they're relevant again. Fake news wasn't relevant for over a year. They didn't get rid of anybody. Fake news went after. I told you they were circling for a scalp. I've been warning people for months. For months I've been warning people they want a scalp and they hadn't gotten one. Now they have a scalp. They got Flynn. That's a big scalp. National Security Advisor. And I told you guys this for weeks. I've been telling you guys the fake news media, they want a scalp. They're going to get a scalp. Right? I told you. You can't give them the scalp. Trump was getting bad press. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares about bad press? Well, apparently, if the fake news media bothers Trump long enough, he's going to care. Right? So apparently they can rattle him now. He showed weakness tonight. This isn't good. You never submit to the enemy. You never submit to the enemy. And make no mistake, the fake news media is the enemy. And anybody who doesn't understand that, anybody who doesn't get it, is not going to be in this for the long haul. So this is, of course, Reince Priebus is doing. This is all good old Reince, the globalist good old boy network. The Paul Ryan, the Lindsey Graham, the John McCain's, the good old boy networks. But I'll say this, you know, Trump can talk tough on Twitter. Tough talk on Twitter. Right? Tough talk. Tough guy. Tough guy, Trump. Doesn't look so tough right now. The New York Times scalped him. The Washington Post scalped him. CNN scalped him. So reality is, in a moment of truth, and when you get hit, you either stand firm and you smash the enemy, or you let them win. You let them win. So that's it. I'm not turning on Trump, but I'm just calling it like it is. That's the thing. I get to call things like I call them. Why? Because I don't work for anybody. I work for the people. I work for the people who watch me, the people who read me, listen to my stuff. That's who I answer to. Trump doesn't pay me. I don't work for anybody. But the people. I work for the people. And tonight, you have to remind people what happened tonight is not good. And does this mean the whole agenda? Does this mean the whole agenda is potentially at risk? I don't know. We'll see. We will see. We will see. And what is going to happen next? We don't know. Bye. People go, bye, Mike, you're a flake. Bye. Bye. If you can't see the big picture about what happened tonight, if you don't see the big picture with what happened tonight, then you need to unfollow me. I'll do another shake-up. You know me, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to shake things up. I'm not afraid to ruin my brand because I say what I got to say. Not, you know, that's the whole thing. So if you're offended, you're bothered, you only want a cheerleader, there are a lot of cheerleader accounts you can go to. A lot of cheerleader accounts. You're never going to find a cheerleader account here. It's not what I do. So big picture, this is bad. Big picture is now the media got power. The media leveled up today. The media leveled up. The media has now shown that they can get a scalp. And they had people go, oh, Mike, I know you're concerned. Take a deep breath. It's just one guy. Because you don't see the big picture. You don't see the big picture. The big picture is when the whole media is coming after you, you don't break the line. You hold the line. That is the reality. When the media is coming after you, you hold the line. You don't let the line break. Because once the line breaks, they're in the gates now. They're going to go after everybody. They're going to go after everybody now. And if you can't see that, then I'm sorry for you. Yeah, who are the 9 alleged leakers? Right? Felons. They violated security clearances. Why is nobody asking that? Who are these felons who allegedly, I don't even know that they exist. But even if I assume that they exist, what happened to them? What happened to them? So the media now sees blood in the water. They're going to go after more people now. They're going to go after people even harder. That's the reality. You have to be able to see more than one move ahead of the game. You have to see way more than one move ahead of the game. And when the media gets a scalp, they're going to keep going. They're going to go harder. So that's the reality. Attitude adjustment, mindset adjustment. The mindset adjustment is that the media won tonight. It's the reality. Be mad at me all you want. I'm so used to people being mad at me. I've never had a day where people aren't mad at me. True or false, the media won tonight. That's my only question. I don't want to hear 9 anonymous sources, this and that. Did the media win tonight? True or false? True or false? My claim is that the media won tonight. True or false? Right? Do you give the enemy a win? Do you give the enemy a victory? Do you give the enemy the victory? You don't give the enemy a victory. So tonight, the enemy was given a victory. And I'm not going to pretend I'm not going to be a cheerleader. Yeah, what happened tonight was showing, here's what people are going to say. Tonight showed that Trump is real competent because he fired somebody and, you know, that really shows, that's the spin. The spin is going to be, well, Trump fired him because that's what Trump does. The media got to win tonight. The media won tonight. That's what you have to look at. The real war is us and the media. The real war are the people versus the fake news media. The real war is the American people versus the fake news media. That's the whole war. Because if we beat the media, we get the truth out. Because we don't need to censor people. We don't need to censor people. There's no other war out there other than us and the media. And that's why the media goes so hard after Bannon. And that's why they're going to continue hammering on Bannon next. They're going to go after Bannon. You think now, are they going to... Here's my question for you tonight, especially for the people mad at me, because you're mad. Oh, mad at Mike. Is the media going to go easier on Bannon now? What happens now? Is the media going to say, okay, well, we got Flynn, you know, we're happy now. We're just happy. Great. This is a great thing, right? They're going to go after Bannon even harder now. They're going to go after Bannon 10 times as hard. They're going to go after Kellyanne 10 times as hard. They're going to go after everybody even harder because the media won tonight. You're overreacting, Mike. I'm not overreacting. My reaction is appropriate to the situation, right? The situation is that the enemy generals, the media, won a major battle. That is the reality. When the enemy generals win a major battle, you don't say, whoa, you know, just calm down, bro. Chill out, man. Who cares? Now, the enemy generals won a major battle, and they broke the line. And now they're in. Now they're in. So if you think that tonight wasn't massive, it wasn't huge, then you don't understand strategy. You don't understand the big picture. You don't understand what the real fight actually is. You don't understand what is really at stake. You don't understand it, and that's just the reality. If anything, I'm underreacting. If anything, I should be, you know, screaming at the camera. If anything, I should be underreacting. I should be, you know, way more wound up. I'm just being real with y'all because it's strategy. Strategy is, you know, Flynn didn't lie to anybody. It's a fake news story. Why do you believe the fake news? Why do you believe the fake news? You never even accept their frame as true, right? Washington Post said he did something. Who cares? Let the Washington Post say whatever they want to say, right? Who cares? I don't care what they say. The Washington Post lies about me many times. It doesn't really matter. That's the whole point. When you are opposing the enemy, you don't let him win. Trump doesn't cave. Did Trump cave tonight? There's my question to you then. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Trump doesn't cave. Well, I don't know. Flynn's out. Flynn's out. We call it like we see it here. Right? We call it like we see it here. I can't be fired. That's what you got to realize. That's why people come to me. That's why people read me and watch me and listen to my periscopes and my podcasts and everything. I can't be fired. So I can say, yeah, the chess move is the media made a big move. That's the chess. The 4D chess, the 5D chess, is that the media tonight was given a massive victory, and now they're going to hammer everybody who wants good things to happen to America. They're going to hammer them harder. They now know that you've emboldened the enemy. Tonight, the enemy was emboldened. And so if you disagree with me, you have to disagree with my premise. Are you claiming that the enemy is not emboldened? Right? Do you want to claim that this was not a big victory for the media and that the media is not going to be more emboldened? Because feel free to tell me, share your arguments with me, right? Because I look at things through strategy. I look at the strategy of this, right? So you go ahead, people who are mad at me for calling it like it is. Explain to me how this isn't a big victory for the media. Explain to me how this won't embolden them. Explain to me that they won't go after us even harder. Go ahead, I'll wait. I'll wait for that explanation. This was a big win for the deep state, a big win for the fake news media. And that's just the reality. Trump has let Rents take over. He's listening to him too much. What are you going to do? I don't know. My job is to remind Trump that you don't just cave to the GOP. That you have to be in touch with the base. And this is more the reason why we have to, in 2018, we have to go after the Jeff Flakes and the GOP establishment people who are trying to destroy America and destroy the nation. That's just the reality. Big victory. Big victory was given tonight to the media. There's nothing, it's a game changer. Tonight was a big game changer. The media now has more power. The media now has more power than it's ever had in the past whole election. This election, that's the whole thing. A lot of people still don't understand what the real war is. And that's a source of confusion for many people. The real war is not Republicans versus Democrats. Because Republicans and Democrats are on the same team. Do you think Lindsey Graham and John McCain are on a different team than Chuck Schumer? Do you really believe that? Do you think they're on different teams? Chuck Schumer and John McCain, you think they disagree about anything? Get out of here with that. Right? Get out of here with that. The globalists who own the media are united around the Democrats and the Republicans. It's the globalists versus the real Americans. And what this election season taught was that the media doesn't have the power to control elections. This is taught. Trump's election proved that if you have people like us on social media, if you have people who won't cave into the fake news media, then the fake news media does not have any power. That was the moral of the story. That was the moral of this election, is that the fake news media does not have the power to control how people vote. It is a patriot revolt. We're stronger than the media, but when you cave to the media, now the media has power again. And now they're going to go even harder. They're going to go even harder after all of us. So that's the stake. This has always been about the people versus the fake news media. That's what Trump's election was always about. And that's what these next coming fights are going to be, are Trump versus the fake news media. Anybody who can't see that as a problem. Now, if anybody who wants a Trump cheerleader, go watch a Trump cheerleader profile. You're welcome to follow the Trump cheerleader profiles. Because I don't really care. Because I'm here to save America. We elected Trump to save America. I didn't elect Trump because I was a Trump fanboy. Trump was the only person who could save America. That was the only reason. He was the only one who would stand up to the fake news media. That was it. It wasn't a fan thing like, oh, I really like the guy. It had nothing to do with it. It was about, okay, here's a way to keep America from becoming the rape capital of the world like Germany, like Sweden, like Paris, like the UK. Flynn never lied about anything. That's all fake news. If you're even asking why Flynn lied, you believe the fake news media. And because of that, you're brainwashed. You shouldn't watch me because I'll just confuse you. But yeah, always remember the movement and Trump, right? The movement got Trump elected. And if everybody becomes a fanboy and they can't take any criticism of anything, if you become a fanboy, you're not part of the movement. The movement got Trump elected. And the movement needs to remind Trump that he needs to stand behind the people who actually support America, and not the Reince Priebus types, not the GOP types, not the Jeff Flakes and the John McCains and the Lindsey Grahams. The movement has to remind Trump who they support and who they don't support. But anyway, that's the news. Breaking news. What are you going to do? Flynn never lied to anybody. That's fake news. Leave my Periscope if you believe he lied to anybody, because that tells me you believe the Washington Post. If you believe what's written in the Washington Post, unfollow me now. If you believe what is in the Washington Post, don't watch Periscope of mine, don't buy my books, don't read my books, don't listen to a podcast, don't watch my movies, don't follow me on Twitter. Unfollow me because you're too stupid to receive my message. So if you believe something in the Washington Post, just believe. Just buy. The Washington Post, they still call me alt-right. They've called me a white nationalist. Why don't you go ask people in the alt-right if I'm, alt-right. Ask what they think. They can't even do basic factual research. They can't even accurately say what I am, right? They can't even tell baby truth. So you expect to believe them. You expect to believe them when it comes to big truths about national security stuff. Get out of here, guys. Get out of here. There was no lie. It's total fake. Fake news, I got no time. Got no time for fake news. But the enemy's been emboldened. We'll see what happens next. We are going to see what happens next, but I don't think it isn't good. So the movement, the base has to just remind people what... Well, yeah, I mean, Flynn was an early Trump supporter. General Flynn was back when... Remember when all the national security... Who remembers this? Maybe people have short memories. Who remembers when the National Security Committee, all these people wrote a letter saying Trump was unfit to be president? Who remembers that? Because I remember that. I remember when generals weren't supporting Trump. I remember when the national security people were saying you can't trust Trump. And then I remember General Flynn said we trust Trump. Actually, Trump is good for... I remember all that. I have a long memory. Maybe that's why I should never be in politics. If you're in politics, what have you done for me lately? In politics, nobody remembers nothing. Politics, you can get stabbed in the back 10 times, and they'll pretend like they won't stab you in the back 11th time. You know, that's why I'm not made for politics. Because I have a long memory of people who were honest and people who were dishonest. So General Flynn was there the whole time. And then the media kept going after him. Since November, the media went after him. Media kept going after him for all little bullshit. They said one time on Twitter he tweeted out a link to a blog or whatever, right? They went after him for everything. And this is where we are. This is where we are. But anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I'm going to go have a dinner, hang out with my dog, hang out with my daughter. And you just got to remember, I'm not a cheerleader. Go find somebody else if you're looking for a cheerleader. Thanks for tuning in. Mike Cernovich, dangerandplay.com, Guerrilla Mindset. This is a reminder of the control the media has, the brainwashing on people. It's not good.